Every single year, millions of people from all over the world descend on Yellowstone National Park. And if you're like most visitors, you're not doing that quick day trip, you're staying multiple days. That means you're either sleeping in one of their 9 official lodges inside the park, or you're camping or RVing. If you're planning a trip and thinking about booking a stay inside Yellowstone, today I want to give you a real review of what it's actually like. I'm going to share the pros, the cons, what you should expect, and how to decide whether it's worth your hard-earned money. We recently stayed at Canyon Lodge, which is Yellowstone's newest lodge, built in 2016. We were there at the end of May 2026, and we stayed for 2 nights. We paid $325 per night, and after all the taxes and resort fee, it came out to right about $370 a night. And just so you know, we booked this reservation 10 months in advance. The exact room right now is going for well over $500 a night if you tried to book it now. When I'm paying that kind of money on a hotel room, especially inside a national park, I have pretty reasonable expectations. I expect it to be clean, reasonably comfortable, and at least give me the basic amenities I need. So, did Canyon Lodge meet those expectations? Stick around, because I'm going to break it all down for you. First, let's talk about what they actually did well. The room was very clean. I have 0 complaints in that department. The towels in the room were surprisingly thick, absorbent, fresh smelling, which was a nice touch. And the hot water got seriously hot, which is always a win in my book. And honestly, that's about where the positives end. Now let's get into the things that really disappointed us and really what you might expect. The rooms are very small. We're talking really tight. The sink isn't even in the bathroom. It's sitting right at the foot of the bed. So if one person is trying to brush their teeth and get ready in the morning, the other person has a front row seat as you go about your morning routines. The shower is the next big issue. It's really small. I'm not exaggerating when I say the size is the size of an old school telephone booth. If you're a bigger person or even an average sized person that likes a little elbow room, you're going to have some struggles. The next thing is there's no air conditioning at all. They give you a small desktop fan in the room, but during the peak season in July and August, when it's actually hot in the park, I can't imagine that being enough. Even in late May when we were there, we had one night that was comfortable with the window open, but the second night got a little bit chilly. We cranked their weird heating system heat all the way up, and it barely put out any warmth at all. And here's the kicker. They provided no extra blankets in the room. Just what you had on the bed, a sheet and thin bedspread on the bed. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, we weren't about to call the front desk and try to get a blanket, so we just toughed it out. Next thing, storage space, basically non-existent. There's no closet, no hanging rod, no dresser. You get 2 little cubbies on each side of the sink, and that's it. We ended up stacking our clothes on a small table that was mostly taken up by the coffee maker and ice bucket. There's no regular trash can in the room, only a 3-tiered recycling bin located next to the room door. We ended up throwing most everything in the top bin and called it a day. No TVs in any of the rooms either. I can usually live without a TV while on vacation, but would have been nice to turn on the news or check the weather in the mornings. Adding to that, their Wi-Fi was weak, even though the hotel wasn't even full, basically non-existent. And there were no USB ports anywhere in the room. Fortunately, we had brought a Wi-Fi card hotspot with us to use for our internet, but even that was a bit slower than it normally would be. And speaking of charging, the regular electrical outlets in the room were so loose that the plugs kept falling out. I checked every outlet in the room, and the only one that the plugs didn't immediately fall out of was the outlet at the sink. I ended up running all my charging, my phone, tablet, camera batteries, watch, 2 drone batteries, from that one decent outlet next to the sink. Fortunately, I had an extension cord that we always travel with that I used so I could plug in multiple things at once. And there's only one nightstand on the right side of the bed. I always sleep on the left, so that was another small annoyance for me. The room also had a tiny fridge that was ridiculously complicated to try and operate. Finally, there's only one average-size elevator for the entire building, which has 3 floors and almost 100 rooms. It wasn't too bad for us while we were there because the hotel wasn't full, but I can only imagine the chaos during the peak summer months when everyone is trying to use the elevators at the same time. So after staying there, is Canyon Lodge worth $370 to $500 or more a night? For me personally, I'd have to say no. I haven't stayed in the other lodges yet at Yellowstone, but since they were all built way before this modern environmental one that we stayed in, I'm willing to bet that they're a bit more comfortable. Next time we go back to Yellowstone, we'll probably try the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel instead. It looked like they were doing some renovations there when we were there. One thing I want you to take from this review, regardless of where you stay when you go to Yellowstone, you're going to run into many of these same issues we did, so prepare ahead of time. Take a multi-outlet extension cord with you. Always carry one when you travel because it comes in handy. Get a Wi-Fi card or a hotspot to travel with to use when there may be limited internet services. Take your charging cords and USB adapters so you can always charge your devices, and always travel with a new trash bag. You'd be surprised how many times that comes in handy. I'd love to hear from you guys. Have any of you stayed at Canyon Lodge or any of the other Yellowstone lodges? How much did you pay? Did you feel like it was worth the price? Drop your experiences in the comments below, good or bad. I want to hear about them. If you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more honest travel reviews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.